There are over 5,000 mentoring and befriending schemes in Britain, set up to help all kinds of people.
All set?
Mentors and befrienders are all volunteers, and they are changing people's lives. Inner city Newcastle is a tough place to grow up. It can be hard for young people to keep on the straight and narrow. But over the past year, there's been a 10% fall in the number of 10 to 17-year-olds coming into the criminal justice system. This fall has been linked to local agencies such as Odysseus, trying to prevent children offending by introducing them to positive influences. "38-year-old Ron Kidson works as a production controller for Nissan. Having grown up here, he knows how difficult life can be for young people. When he saw an advert calling for mentors, he leapt at the chance.
I can't explain the feeling it gave me. It's just something inside just says, oh, I want to do this, you know what I mean? There was no thinking about it. I saw the advert, it hit me, I'm doing it. That's all there was to it.
Ron received training over 3 months and has now been working as a volunteer mentor for 5 years.
And to this day, I haven't regretted the decision, to be quite honest. It's been one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
Sam is 16. He's well known to the Newcastle youth offending team for getting into trouble and smoking dope. But now, Sam's been given a chance for a different future by being offered Ron as a mentor. Today, Sam's meeting Ron for the first time in a local hotel.
You all right? All right, Steve. Nice to
see you, man.
All right, mate.
This is Sam.
Sam, hiya. Pleased to meet you, mate. All right.
The man who's brought them together is Steve Cowan from Odysseus. He trains mentors like Ron to support young people and help them make the right choices about their future lives.
We'll just make sure you're both okay with how this works.
Yeah.
Essentially what it is you just agree to meet once a week. The time and the venue, it's really up to you to sort out between yourselves.
I'm pretty flexible. I've got the car, so wherever it suits you, to be quite honest.
Yeah. And then it's a case of whatever you say, it's confidential. The beauty of it is really is that it gives you a chance just to, if there's anything at all on your mind that you can't talk, I don't know, at home about, you can come along, have a chat with Ron, and it stays with Ron. I'm actually a bit sad about getting matched up with Ron because I'm going to miss meeting because we've had good crack and good laughs. Okay. Well, I'll see you. I'll give you a bell afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
You all right? Okay, like Steve says, I'm Ron. I started the Odysseus project about 5 years ago. You're my 4th match up now. I've had a good success on the last one, so I hope we can carry it over into this one. I have a son, Connor. He's 7, coming up 8, and I support Newcastle United. And that's me in a nutshell.
Love me football. Got loads of spare time since I'm not at college yet. So just out to have a bit of fun, really.
Yeah. But the whole point of the thing is, don't feel like I'm an adult coming to lecture a kid. That's not what it's about, you know what I mean? I'm basically just here to listen to you, listen to anything you want to say. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's just, just 2 mates basically meeting once a week, having a chat about anything at all, anything that's on your mind.
Ron's a good mentor because he's very down to earth. He's calm. He's not shocked or surprised by anything which you might hear. He knows how young people in general think, and he understands what they get up to and why they get up to it.
What makes you drink at such an early age?
I don't know, there's just nothing to do anymore.
No.
That's why I can't wait to go to college.
You think it'll stop you going out to parks and drinking and things?
It will. Actually, I applied for morning and evening classes, so that should stop us from...
Do you want to stop, more importantly?
Well, not really, because it's like more socialising if you drink.
The thing is, if you go to college, I mean, you'll meet new friends, and there's different ways of socialising. You know, obviously, it doesn't have to revolve around alcohol, does it?
I know, well, I don't drink every day, but it's just something to do.
It's fun.
It's fun.
The best way to give advice is to ask questions and let the young person develop their own ideas. And coupled with that, we encourage the mentors to challenge, and to make the young person think for themselves and think about other ways of doing things. But never, ever, ever to say, don't do that.
And what about your mum's boyfriend? How are you getting on with him?
We just don't talk.
And so does that make you feel?
Crap.
Yeah.
And most of the time he just ignores you. It's like,
Really?
yeah, see you later, I'll walk past him out. I mean, my boyfriend's not my dad.
I know.
So that's the only reason I don't like getting on with him.
I would have stepped up myself. I mean, I had one since I was 8 years old, so I sort of understand a little bit about what you're going through.
Young people really don't have any sort of relationship with an adult. Often, although not always, often there's problems at home in terms of the parental relationship. And then they have adults who are there in a very authoritarian role, either through Newcastle Youth Offending Team or social services or the police. And what we're trying to give these young people is an adult who's there literally just for them.
Right. We'll call it day for today, and I'll see you a week on Monday then, 5:30 at the Monument.
All right,
Right,
definitely.
All right. It's nice meeting you. All right. Take care. Don't do anything silly.
Later.
Okay, so.
Well, what did you think of Ron? Did you like him?
He's canny. Someone to talk to, other than Steve. No, but he's a canny bloke.
Don't you have anyone else to talk to?
No, well, you kind of talk like this to me friends and that. It's like just stupid talk when you talk to them. But when I came with Steve and Ron, it's like adult conversations and that. It's good.
What are you doing this afternoon?
Going to see me mates, trying not to get drunk, but I might be forced into it if everyone else is. So.
Say no?
I know, but then it would be boring. Everyone's drunk, then I'm sitting there sober. I suppose I could handle another day of drinking, but it's about it for the week.
A few days later, Ron's thinking about the best way to help Sam. As a separated father, he's aware of the complexities of family relationships.
You know, I've picked up on a few things about his mother's partner. You know, he's obviously, you know, confided in me, saying we don't really talk. You know, we don't even say hello. We just sort of like pass each other like ships in the night. I just want to find out first of all, does Sam want a proper relationship with this guy? You know what I mean? Because by all accounts, I mean, what he's told me, he's a real nice guy. You know, he treats his mother really well. He obviously loves his mother, and I think Sam appreciates that. You can tell. You know, what we'll probably do is just we'll maybe sit down. We'll just write down some steps, 3-4 easy steps. You know, the first step could be just say, okay, you know, every morning you say good morning, every night you say good night, and it's a simple start. But if at the end of that whole year he's saying, well, yeah, we're actually, at least we're not just passing each other, we are saying good morning, good night, hello, how you doing, what's your day been like? Find that to what it is now, that would be an enormous success.
While Sam and Ron's mentoring relationship is kicking off, in Hillingdon, West London, an 18-month-long befriending relationship is reaching its conclusion. "70-year-old grandmother Margaret Thompson has been a befriender with the mental health charity Mind for 12 years.
It's nice to know that when you're 70, you can still be of use.
Although befriending takes a softer approach than mentoring, projects like Margaret's have clear objectives which can be of help to both sides.
When my husband died and my mother had died just previously, it was a pretty sad time. But being a befriender and having to keep up with that commitment, I found it, you know, helpful to me.
Victoria Barnes is the woman who Margaret has been befriending for 18 months. She's 58 and suffers from severe agoraphobia. For most of the past 9 years, she has been completely housebound.
So when you were really at your worst, Victoria, how many hours would you used to spend in this room in a day?
In a day, 24.
You never leave it?
No.
It's only recently that she's been able to go upstairs.
I've had a rail fitted. And when I'm on my own, this is difficult. So up I go. I actually fell down them about 4 days ago. And then I'm up there, and I'm literally terrified. And I'm going I hang on really tight and hope that I won't go into a panic and then go all wobbly, because this is what happens to you. So you're up, and then you get to the top. And then you've got heart palpitations because you're worried. But when you live alone with this kind of illness, it's absolutely dreadful. It's the isolation, it's not loneliness, it's the fear. I don't know if you noticed, I've got some soft animals, and then sometimes I'll get hold of one and I'll just pick them up. Ooh.
It was after she became bankrupt that Victoria's agoraphobia began.
And I was driving, and that used to really help me, because I would drive in my little old banger, and I'd go in the country lanes and see all the lovely flowers and trees and everything. It used to cheer me up. But on the way back, something happened. And it was from that day on, I had the agoraphobia. It was like that. I got home, but it took me ages. You know, where it only take me 10 minutes to get there, it took me about an hour to get home, and I never went out of the house again after that.
I see.
And do landscape the garden on a string, like that.
Margaret has come round for her weekly visit to Victoria.
I always remember the first conversation.
Really, I don't.
Oh, I do.
I mean, I don't remember yesterday. It's not that I'm not interested, it's that I think my brain's full, and so, you know. But I do remember going back thinking, you know, what you'd had to put up with, things that had happened in your life.
I was so looking forward to it, and I thought, what if Margaret doesn't like me? What if this, what if? Because your self-esteem is so low and your confidence is so low, you can't imagine anyone liking you ever again, you know, or even can bear to walk out with you. You know, you really do feel low at the time. But you put me at my ease straight away.
It's worked well, hasn't it?
It has worked well, Margaret, it has worked well.
Because you've worked hard.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very determined. I want to get better.
Yeah.
I don't want this life.
Until recently, Victoria received visits from a community psychiatric nurse. But she believes it's Margaret who's made the difference.
Margaret has done everything for me, everything she can. Nothing is too much trouble.
Once you saw I wasn't a professional who would say, I don't take you for walks, or, you know, which is what you'd asked a professional, wasn't it? You'd asked if they'd take you out, didn't you?
I asked, I was virtually begging, do you think, would it be possible for you to come out with me and walk up the road 10 yards? I kept on for years. Please do this for me. And this was the first sort of breakthrough, and I thought, gosh, Margaret will actually do this. She will do this for me.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. What you know is going to be good for you.
Although Margaret has been trained as a befriender, she feels that her main role is a simple one: to provide much-needed social contact.
A lot of befriending is just sitting and listening, and you know, you don't have to have too much expertise, but you have just got to think you're there for them, which is what Neighbours used to be, isn't it?
In Coventry, another befriending organisation is targeting the problems encountered by the city's refugee and immigrant community. Sure Start Friends is part of the government's Sure Start scheme. Through befriending, it helps refugees and immigrants understand the British social system and overcome isolation. Sure Start manager Wendy Ohanjanyan and trainee befriender Dave Wetton are going on a home visit. Dave's just completed a 10-week training course. This is his 4th supervised visit with Wendy. If all goes well, next time he'll be going out without her.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice to see you. Hello, darling. Hello.
Nice
to see you. Nice to see you too.
Amin is an Iraqi refugee and a qualified chemist. His wife Lena is a teacher from Jordan. Their baby Zaid is 4 months old.
Like you. How's things? Yeah,
I'm great. How are you too?
Sure Start Friends have been visiting this family for 2 months. They've helped them to access benefits and have found Amin work as a security guard.
Have you heard anything from the tax credits?
No.
You haven't heard anything from them?
But we received the token, milk token.
You've received the milk
Yeah.
tokens and you've received the child tax credit, but
Yeah.
you've not received the backdated
Yeah, the backdate.
from when you first
Yeah.
applied. Okay.
It needs time.
Time to sort it.
Oh, okay,
We
that's
did
excellent.
okay.
Well done, so you phoned them up yourself, that's really
Yeah,
you
of course.
we know
Yeah,
about
thank
it.
you.
Now you know the way.
Yeah, you tell us what to
Because
do.
at the end of the day, that's what I really like to hear that you're doing. And do you feel that that first step's easier if somebody's holding your hand? For example, you've got
this-
somebody
yeah, it's-
who's willing to help you,
Yeah.
like a befriender,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that perhaps will guide
This is
you.
what happened with us.
Yeah,
You know, we
that's
don't know a lot of things here.
But what's important, the end, I think.
Yeah.
It
the
will
important,
be,
yeah.
It will be okay.
The view from the top, well, it, you know,
Yeah.
was worth the climb, if you like. That kind of.
Okay.
For Dave, this is all about experiencing a new culture and learning about lives very unlike his own.
Lovely. It must be very, very
Maybe you
difficult.
will sleep, for example, tonight, and you will accept that you will die during this
morning.
night. You don't
You
know.
never know if
Maybe
you're
one
gonna
of the
wake
bombs
up.
or
Bomb or
explosions will
something, or
fall on your
RVG or
house.
something like that.
It's kind of hard for us to understand that every day we get up, there's not sort of we all have our worries and our problems, but it's not. Oh, it's morning. I must have lived through that night. You know, it's hard to get that across. The sort of mental anguish it must put on people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even begin to think how that must
Yeah, this is happening.
feel.
Dave has been working as a motorcycle mechanic since he left school 20 years ago. His views about refugees used to be very different.
I was as guilty as the next bloke, to be fair. You know, I'd put my hand up and say, oh yeah, terrible, ship them all off. And no, it's just changed. It's a jaw dropper, to be honest with you.
It was when his wife Lisa took a job at Sure Start that Dave was forced to think again.
Bit harsh, some of the things that are going on, really. And obviously just popping in to see her, we got talking to Wendy and she invited me to go on this course. I don't think there's anything, I can't think of anything else that would open my eyes quite as much as this has.
Mentoring schemes have been set up in hundreds of schools all over the country. Schools believe that mentoring helps pupils improve their confidence, social skills and academic results. At Plessington Catholic Technology College in Wirral, adult learning mentors helped pupils cope with school life. Then, in 2001, the pupils decided to take things one step further. They set up a peer mentoring scheme under the supervision of learning mentor Tony Lloyd.
I think everybody has some recollection of how tough it is making that transition from primary school to secondary school. It can be quite a daunting experience, and it was the students themselves who wanted to do something that they thought would make a difference in helping the Year 7 children make that transition.
The sixth formers accompany their mentees to after-school activities, sit in on classes and provide one-on-one support.
I think so because
Mentors Robbie, Charlotte and Emma all agree that mentoring has made the school a much friendlier place.
And when I started in Year 7, it was like one of the scariest things ever in my life. And I think if peer mentoring was in place at that time, I think it would have been a lot easier. And you can see that now as well. The children keep getting younger who are coming in, the mentees, and they've got that support of someone who they already look up to anyway as a sixth former.
they feel they can come up to us and talk about anything. It doesn't have to be an issue in their life. It can be about music or television, anything. It's just knowing that you've got someone else to rely on and just to talk to who can help you a lot.
We're more approachable than the teachers, because teachers are sometimes like those in meetings or like lunch clubs or like busy just doing their work.
Brilliant for excellent work in DC.
Charlotte has been mentoring 12-year-old Eve for 10 months. Eve's just received a certificate in design and technology at end-of-year prize giving. She attributes her success to Charlotte.
I was having a bit of trouble in DT, and she sort of like explained things to me. And if you can't do something, just keep trying at it, and in the end you'll get it right. This is my first certificate, so I think my mum will be really pleased. I'm going to show her it tonight.
Head girl Catherine Millan has witnessed how much the school has changed.
I'd say the school is just a nicer and happier place to be now. The school community's just come on so much better. There's no hostility between the sixth formers and the lower school anymore, and like we do get on with them. And the relationship between us as sixth formers and the teachers, for me, I think it's gone like well better than what it used to be.
Break times give an opportunity for mentees to find their mentors at a specified location in the playground.
This is the buddy meeting point where like all the people will come and speak to you about their problems and stuff like that. So
9 times out of 10 as well, if they can't find us, we'll come here and there'll be like sixth formers and that already here. So, and because sixth form we're not that big, everybody knows, you know, more or less where everyone's going to be. So this is just kind of, someone one day just, you know, thought up an idea. We've got to have somewhere within the schools here where everyone, like a central place where we should, like the mentees or mentors could go.
the buddy point's like probably one of the best inventions within the school for like meeting each other and things like that.
Inventions.
Yeah, inventions.
Someone invented the idea of posters and
Catherine is 18 and about to go to university, but there was a time when she was almost expelled from school.
Catherine was quite an unhappy young woman. She didn't want to come into school. Sometimes we had to send a taxi to get her into school. She could be quite aggressive sometimes, and she was dealing with some very challenging circumstances outside of school. And my initial objective really was just to encourage Catherine, A, to come into school and to try and find at least one area of the curriculum where she could feel that she was experiencing some success.
What you used to be like?
Like bunking off school, drinking at like the age of 14, like, you know, hanging around parks, and it was looking for trouble, like going places and, you know, letting people know that, you know, if you mess with me, you know, there will be trouble.
Catherine believes that her progress at school is due to being mentored at a young age.
It was being mentored by the learning mentor, Tony Lloyd, that, you know, put the foundations into my change. He started the ball rolling, basically. And when the opportunity came up for me to become a peer mentor, that's when I started to see changes within myself, and so did my teachers and my family. That's when people were saying to me, well, actually, Catherine, you can do this. And, you know, you're not worthless, and you can go on and you can get GCSEs and you can get A-levels. And with peer mentoring, it just gave me the opportunity to give something back.
Catherine's ambitions now extend far beyond school.
We were away doing residential, it was training for peer mentoring, and then everybody got given $1, and you could choose to keep your own $1 or give it to someone else, and like you made an investment in their dream. This one in particular was given by a young lad, and he turned around and he said, I'm going to invest in you because I want, when I'm older, I want someone like you know, ruling the country. So I wrote across the top, like, my goal is to become the first black female Prime Minister, and now it stays up there. And then whenever I'm down or anything, or I have a bad day, I'll just look at that and I'll just think, right, someone's invested money into me, so, you know, I can't let them down.
As Catherine dreams of her future career, in London, a young artist is hoping to make it big in the art world with the help of a business mentor. 24-year-old Matthew Krishanu moved from Birmingham to London in 2005.
Mentoring just sounded like a really good way of starting off in a new city, to be able to go to someone whenever you're stuck and not feel completely on your own.
Once a month, Matthew travels from his studio in Hackney to the city to meet his mentor. Philip Munn works at Deloitte, a top firm of accountants that provides mentors for the Prince's Trust, a charity that has supported the idea of business mentoring for over 20 years. In this form of mentoring, an experienced financier offers practical help to someone who is setting up their own business.
Well, the business mentoring program is really about lending money to those businesses, those young entrepreneurs that couldn't get support from other means, perhaps from more traditional lenders, and giving them that head start, the ability to start their business and to grow it. When Matthew comes into the building and you can see him walking through and he's wearing, you know, a nice shirt and things like that, but maybe not a suit, it brings home to me the fact that he comes from a completely different environment.
Seemed strange at the beginning to be going into a very plush Deloitte office and go into these beautiful rooms, quite unlike what artists generally used to. What I was afraid of at the beginning was that I might feel that Philip, my mentor, might sort of not deal with the fact that I'm on a really small income. I mean, a lot of the time an artist is living on the poverty line. Hi, Phil.
Philip and Matthew are working towards a very clear goal: to enable Matthew to make his living as an artist.
In terms of just cash coming in now.
At every meeting, they discuss Matthew's accounts and work on his business plan.
But I really need to make sure that over the next couple of months, where sounds like you're going to be in a little bit of a transitional period. We need to make sure that there's cash coming in.
The next target for Matthew is to organise an exhibition, and he needs Philip's help to come up with a workable strategy to achieve this.
Really, my feeling is I need to spend at least a week or 2 weeks pretty much just in my studio. I don't know how I'm going to afford that, but I do need to do that. I just build that body of work that I'm ready to take to galleries. I mean, you know, it's that chicken and egg thing of getting the work done, then seeing the gallery, then getting the gallery, then getting the funding. But you need the funding to get the work to go to the gallery.
Yeah. So if we see 10 galleries by perhaps the 15th of October?
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. That was great.
Ideally, what we want to be doing is trying to find work out there which will further your ultimate dream.
Yeah, ultimate dream, get the funding, get the show, sell lots of paintings.
Sell lots and lots of paintings.
Lots of paintings.
That's got to be a good thing.
Now it's up to Matthew to put his mentor's business plan into action.
Quick sketches from my imagination, and then occasionally I'll work in Good to meet you. And small scale suits me quite nicely. Hello there. Hi. I think without the mentoring support, it would have been hard to get the motivation to really make the business a success and to make sure I was going out, getting the contracts, getting the income. I think I'd be more sort of willing just to put things off, put off the essentials in a way, which I think a mentoring relationship, you know, it's very, very strict. You've got to get the money in by the end of the month, otherwise you're not going to survive.
I'm really optimistic about his chances over the next couple of years of making a name for himself. And then I can say I knew him when he was just a Prince's Trust mentee.
In Coventry, Sure Start Friends works with the refugee and immigrant community to overcome isolation through befriending. Wendy Ohandjanyan is preparing trainee Dave Wetton for his first home visit without her, but he won't be on his own. Sure Start befrienders usually go out in pairs. Today, Dave will be accompanied by Helene Sindo, who is an experienced befriender.
Just wanted to just give you a little brief idea of the lady that you're going to visit. She's called Lizzie Bright, and she's got a little girl called Favour. And basically, Lizzie is a failed asylum seeker. We engaged with her back in June, and we realised that she had very great needs. She's very vulnerable. She really needs a case opening. The chances are that she could be refused. Lizzie has been through a very serious situation in her country. She didn't leave there for nothing. She's had a really difficult case. So you might find that disturbing when you hear it.
Are you nervous, Dave?
He is.
Very. Yeah, incredibly.
It's the first time I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's the first time I've done a name visit unsupervised, so yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking.
You'll be all right, Dave.
I'm hoping.
She's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Hi, Lizzie. This is Dave. It's all right, isn't it? Oh, how's your little one?
Lizzie is a refugee from Liberia who came to Britain in February 2005. Her baby Favour was born prematurely in May 2006, weighing less than 2 pounds. Helene has visited Lizzie several times before, but for Dave, this is going to be a new and challenging experience. The first thing Dave and Helene have to do is find information to help reopen Lizzie's asylum case. If they don't succeed, she'll be sent back to Liberia.
What about your immigration case? Because we need to start with no. If she doesn't do anything, she's going to be sent back, and she needs the evidence. Some of them.
Both Lizzie's parents were murdered in the Liberian Civil War. Fearing for her own life, she fled the country. 8 months later, she reached Stansted Airport, where she was approached by the authorities.
I told them that I was running for my life to be safe. I never travelled before. I don't know anything passport. I never used passport before. I didn't go to school. I was just ordinary local hairdresser in Africa.
Lizzie spent 5 months in Holloway prison. She was released in September 2005.
When I was in Africa, I don't drink. So every time I used to cry, my friends said, don't cry. When you drink, you cannot feel anything anymore. So I started drinking. Then, after some few months, I was sick. So they took me to the hospital. So they found out that I was pregnant. Even I don't know the father of the baby. I don't know what to do.
But this is not the end of Lizzie's troubles. Now, the NHS has sent her nearly £6,000 worth of bills for the time she stayed in hospital when Favour was in an incubator.
You've got the 2 letters, you've got the bills.
Yeah, but the thing is, she cannot read. So they let her sign one of the letters in the
Without
hospital
being able to
saying
read it.
that the immigration is going to pay for that. So she didn't need to pay for anything.
Yeah.
But now they're sending her that letter, 2 letters, saying that she need to pay for all the bills in the hospital, which I don't understand.
What we need is all the information from the NHS about your account, because we've got an account number on the letters, haven't they?
I'm feeling so depressed.
You'll be all right.
I don't know what to do.
You'll be all right. We got a baby to look at, to look after. We'll help you, okay?
It's not a lightweight issue, is it?
It was a bit sad for you, isn't it?
Yeah, incredibly.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard stories like that before?
No, definitely not, no. You've seen what I do for a living. I don't hear stories like that as a matter of everyday life. Normally, the most stressful story I get is I bust my bike and I need it for the weekend. And that's it. It's just sending her back, it's tantamount to a death sentence, isn't it? It's, ridiculous.
The effects of mentoring and befriending can be far-reaching. And for agoraphobic Victoria Barnes, they have been life-changing. Just leaving the house is a huge feat for her, one that was unthinkable before she met her befriender. Today, Victoria is driving to meet Margaret Thompson in their favourite cafe.
So where are you going, Victoria?
I'm going to Uxbridge to meet Margaret, and we're going to have a snack in Snack. It's called Snack for Disabled. It's a lovely place, it's very friendly, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Why is it easier for you driving rather than walking?
That is a question I've often asked myself. I don't know. I think also I'm hanging on to a steering wheel. But I think the reason why, because I can get away quickly. I can actually sit in the car, I can hang on to the steering wheel. I can think, come on, only a few more minutes and you'll be home. But you imagine if I'm 60 yards away from home and I haven't got the car, I'm not going to make that 60 yards. I know I'm not going to. Hello, how are you?
Victoria has come a long way in the 18 months that she has been befriended.
Oh, yes. I want a cup of your very lovely tea.
Do you want anything with that?
Not at the moment.
No, you don't want tea? Just a tea,
Just a tea at the moment, please, thank you. And I don't think anybody will understand why it should be such a pleasure to go into a cafe. I mean, to normal people, how lovely, let's go and have a cup of tea. But to me, it's a breakthrough. It's a hell of a challenge.
£4.50.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, here she is.
Oh, it's hotter today, isn't it?
Hello, Margaret.
I think it's hotter.
It is hotter.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm just going to get a drink.
Both befriending and mentoring relationships only last for a set period of time.
One tea, please.
Today is Margaret and Victoria's penultimate meeting.
That's lovely. Thanks so much. Thanks. Dear. So you're nice and hot?
Hasn't it been terrible? It's been absolutely ghastly.
What have you bought today?
Oh, you know I love the cards and all the things. This gorgeous notebook.
They are planning a picnic at a place Victoria hasn't been able to visit for over 30 years. A reservoir near Datchet in Berkshire. It will be the last time that they see each other.
You and I are hoping to go
Oh,
out
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, isn't it, to the reservoir?
Picnic. What do you remember about picnics then?
The flies.
No, good thing.
Good things. I'm just trying to think what we used to have. Egg in a sandwich, or you mix something with it, make egg mayonnaise.
Like egg mayonnaise.
I love it, egg mayonnaise.
Oh, well, I'll do that.
So Victoria, is the reservoir the last hurdle for you?
Yes, I think so. Definitely.
How are you both feeling about coming to the end?
Well, I'm just thinking about Victoria, but I might think differently when I leave her. Obviously, my priority is Victoria, how she feels. I'm not really thinking that I shall miss her. Deliberately, I'm doing that on purpose because the priority is just keeping Victoria positive that she's better off without me. Right, so I'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday,
Yeah?
yes.
OK, then,
Look forward
bye.
to it, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you very much for your help. Oh, bless.
Up in Newcastle, the Odysseus Mentoring Project is working to keep young people on the right side of the law. Mentoring relationships are strictly controlled. Mentors and mentees cannot have each other's contact details. So, meetings are coordinated through the Odysseus office. Today, Ron Kitson and Sam are about to see each other for the third time. And what better place for two football fans to meet than the cafe at St James's, the city's football stadium.
How you doing, all right?
Fine, aye.
Yeah, what you been up to?
No.
Since Sam started meeting Ron, his relationship with his mother's boyfriend has begun to improve. They are now on speaking terms. Today, Ron wants to turn his attention to Sam smoking dope.
I used to love for cannabis.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Yeah.
I got offered that again the other day as well.
Did you?
Still doing it then.
Yeah.
Quite impressed with myself.
Well, yeah, it's a big achievement. You should be. Don't be sort of potting up. So how does it make you feel not smoking that anymore and everybody else does?
Great.
Yeah? Excellent.
I just see everyone sitting there all depressed and that. Usually it's just me drinking alcohol and like being lively and that.
Mhm.
But it's better than smoking and just being all depressed down in the dumps all the time.
I think this is like, you know, it's only the third time we met, but do you think it's helping you?
Right.
Yeah?
Definitely.
In what way?
It's helping us because, like I say, I can't have an adult conversation with my mates and that because it'll just turn into something daft and doing something daft.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can sit down, talk, express my feelings, just stuff like that.
And how does that make you feel within yourself?
Good, great. If every kid and every adult volunteered to do mentoring, every kid would change, like I have.
So you think more and more people should be involved?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like people like you and people like me, it's like come together, talk about things, and then their whole attitudes would change because they'd hear our opinion and your opinion, and then they'd make, like, what's it called? They'd just get the answer for themselves, what they should do, and it would make life 10 times better. Like, it's made mine better, just sitting here and talking, which I think is good.
Sam's feelings are backed up by hard facts. 95% of Adiz's mentees do not offend while being mentored. And it's believed that mentoring in Newcastle is linked to a 10% fall in the numbers of young people offending.
Oh, look at this.
Look at the pitch from here, it looks lush.
Imagine Sonny barking out team orders and all that. You can see a lot of my childhood, or an adult's childhood, say, in these young people, in so much as they want somebody to talk to. And, you know, I can remember back thinking, well, yeah, it would have been great if an adult had took the time and sat down and spoke to me and, you know, just offered opinions, made me think about my actions, things like that. You know, so, yeah, it's all there.
So what happened when you were 15?
Do I really have to say?
If you want to. Quite interesting, I'm just quite curious.
I acted as a lookout for some friends when they were trying to break into a shop. But I wasn't a very good lookout, otherwise I wouldn't have been caught. So I received a year's conditional discharge for that. Basically learned my lesson quite quickly because I wanted to go into the army as a boy soldier. But as a result, or as a consequence of going to court for that offence, I had to wait a year. So, honest Injun, that's all I've done.
In Coventry, trainee befriender Dave Wetton faced a challenging situation when he visited Liberian refugee Lizzie Bright a month ago. Today, Dave's meeting Wendy Ohanjanyan. As manager of Sure Start Friends, it's her role to get in touch with the relevant agencies about Lizzie's case.
The solicitor has appealed the case and it's been accepted. So that means that Lizzie is now what's called Section 4, which means she is allowed to stay here while they're making that decision about her.
Have we got any further forward with the NHS bill for Lizzie's baby?
With regard to the hospital, they're asking the Home Office to look into it because actually she shouldn't be charged because she is a bona fide asylum seeker.
It's Dave Wetton from Sure Start Coventry about making the appointment for Lizzie Bright.
Now Lizzie's case has been reopened, she'll need a local solicitor. Dave's helping her to find one.
Okay, so the appointment's at 4 p.m. till 5 today. Okay. I'll see you in a while. Thank you. Bye. You want to go in?
Yeah. Thank you very much. So how you doing?
All right, not bad. How are you?
Lizzie's fellow befriender, Helene Sindo, is ill today. But since he's not visiting her at home, Dave can accompany Lizzie on his own.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat. Are you all right there?
Yeah, thank you very much.
They are here to meet Liz Hafthorpe, an expert in immigration law.
You need advice from me what to do next, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've got to have some evidence that we can use
to persuade the government that you're at risk.
So what kind of evidence is best?
New evidence can come from anywhere as long as it shows that she is at risk of severe persecution, not just a bit of harassment or, you know, somebody being unpleasant to her. It's got to be quite a high level of persecution.
Are you hopeful for Lizzie's case, given that you've not really seen any paperwork as yet? Just
Yeah, I'll have to see the paperwork, but I'm always hopeful. We've got to look at what works, Lizzie, not what doesn't work. And I have to be quite, not harsh, I hope I'm not harsh.
You know, I'm so impressed the way you explain everything to me. Really, since I came to UK, I never met a lawyer like you.
I'll write you a letter confirming what your instructions are. Instructions means what you tell me you want me to do. And I'll tell you what my advice is to you. Okay. And then it says action to be taken, what we're going to do next.
Okay.
All right.
she's good. Generally, you go to a solicitor.
Yeah.
And you come out more puzzled than you go in, you know. They try to explain things clearly and you just come out with your eyes crossed. But she...
She's amazing.
Yeah. I'll speak to you soon, no doubt.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Somebody like me could stand in court and shout from the heavens about what's right, what's wrong. But the people I've met today, Liz, the solicitor, who's able to go at this, you know, on the level it needs to be got at, and you know, make a difference. If we can facilitate getting the people that need the help to the people that can really, really give the help, then yeah, you've done good, sure.
Egg mayonnaise for Victoria. It's her special picnic treat.
In Hillingdon, Margaret is preparing for her final meeting with Victoria.
And she also wants cucumber. So I'll just put that in the salad, then she can help herself. But that looks all right, that.
Very, very excited. It's rather like going to the seaside when you're a little girl, you know, and you don't sleep all night, and it gets to 5 o'clock and you think, oh, it's nearly here, it's nearly here. So that's how I'm feeling.
I hope she's hungry. The whole idea is to make her a lot stronger. I would have said it's like a dream come true for her. She'll really enjoy it, yeah. And she's had to pull out the stops. It's not all been just pleasure. I mean, a lot of it has been hard work for her. So, but she knows she's had to work at it, and she knows she's done it. So, she's got that as well, hasn't she? Which must boost her for the future.
I'm going to a wonderful place that I was very happy to be at as a younger person. Haven't had the opportunity to go again, and now this is my chance. So obviously it's a big day for me, and a big breakthrough as well. And we're having a picnic, which is lovely too. I really am excited, I'm sorry. Oh dear.
All set?
Hello. How are you?
I think it's going to be pretty warm.
Yes, I think it is.
I bought my hat.
Oh, was that the hat you were telling me about?
Yeah.
I didn't get any sleep last night, Margaret.
Not
at all. Because I was so excited. It's like going to the seaside.
Really? So you were excited like a child?
Yes. I'm just so looking forward to it. It's,
I've even brought pepper and salt.
I'm so excited.
Real serviettes. It's all
Real
in this.
serviettes?
It's in this hamper, yeah. In this, yeah.
Now this is more familiar to me, Margaret.
Is that good? So we're nearly there, are we?
Ah. Is that it?
Reservoir. Here we come.
This is it.
Yeah.
There's been so many changes, Margaret, you know, since I was last here, you know, with the airport roads and everything. Well, this is fantastic. So it's actually got here.
Found it. It's a little fella there overtaking all the others. Stay there.
Oh, thank you.
I have to remember which button to press.
It's been 30 years since Victoria came here to escape the pressure of life as an accountant.
This is good because then I can look at that picture and have another go.
What was your background like? Actually, it wasn't. You had some works in the background there, isn't it? I never thought this would be possible. I never thought I'd be able to come here. So, it's an incredible experience for me. Wonderful.
You know, you've done very well, and you can build on it, can't you?
You can.
And you're willing to try, that's the main thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to how I was.
Yeah. Where you are now is a brilliant place to be. And that's what you've got to take strength from, is where you've moved to. Not what could have been, or what should have been, what you were, but what you are now, which is great.
It is the only way, and it's the only way for me was a befriender. And I honestly do believe, Margaret, and I mean this sincerely, that had I had you 5 or 6 years ago, you know, I would have been there long before. Definitely.
Yeah. Sorry we didn't arrange to stop the plane. What? Oh, you want the dog up the right way? Is it
Yes,
a dog?
No, it's a cat.
Egg mayonnaise to order.
That's lovely.
Should we have a toast? Right, Victoria, to you.